Welcome again to the Purposes of God. This is video 19 in our special 29-part video series on major prophetical themes and divine measurements. Again, I am your host, Doug Krieger of the Tribulation Network, and now on to video number 19. Again, this is video 19 of the Purposes of God. We're going to be discussing the measurements of the New Jerusalem and the Pillar of Enoch, the Great Pyramid of Giza. This is part 3, belatedly offered to you in this series on the Great Pyramid and the New Jerusalem. The measurements of the New Jerusalem and the measurements of the Great Pyramid of Giza, aka the Pillar of Enoch. The New Jerusalem, the Pillar of Enoch, the Great Pyramid at Giza. The Great Pyramid at Giza, Egypt, has been called the Bible in stone because of its measurements within and without, geometrically reveal in line and symbol profound spiritual truths of the plan of salvation peculiar to the Bible. The ancient Egyptians called it the Pillar of Enoch, and the upper horizontal passage system's first antechamber is known as Enoch's Circle, being 365.242 inches in circumference. In point of fact, the Bible's Enoch, who was not, in that he was translated to the heavens at age 365 years, 88 days, and 9 hours, or 365.242 years, the exact number of days and hours in a solar calendar year. This is found in the book of Enoch. We affirm that Enoch is the architect and builder of the Great Pyramid of Giza. Looking at the Great Pyramid's interior here, and we're not going to discuss too much on this, although they look at the ascending passage as before Christ and the grand gallery after Christ. The little antechamber that we refer to there is just above that little house-looking structure called the construction chambers, and of the king's chamber, the antechamber being that of Enoch with those precise measurements. The Great Step Pyramid at Giza. It is called a step pyramid because it's unlike any of the other pyramids. It's outside of its immediate culture. It's unique and distinct from all the pyramids of Egypt. The Pillar of Enoch embodies a chronological cornucopia of prophetic fulfillment based upon the sacred inch of the sacred cubits, 25.20 inches. The antechamber by inch precisely again measures the length of Enoch's life of 365.242 years by using the sacred inch and the sacred cubit. The Great Pyramid is the oldest and largest structure on Earth. It is the most accurately oriented, laid out nigh precisely due north, south, east, and west. The modern Paris Observatory is 6 minutes of a degree off true north, whereas the Great Pyramid deviates but 3 minutes, mainly due to subsidence sinking. Today's architects and engineers who've studied it contend today's technologies could not replicate this structure. It is at the exact center of Earth's landmass. It is the largest single structure on Earth, 30 times larger than the Empire State Building itself. The pyramid's features are so large they can be seen even from the moon. Its base covers 13.6 acres, equal to 7 midtown Manhattan city blocks, each side being greater than 5 acres in area. If you have ever seen the Great Pyramid of Egypt, it is awesomely huge. A highway lane 8 feet wide and 4 inches thick could be built from San Francisco to New York and be put inside the Great Pyramid, the oldest structure it is in existence, having been started 4,617 years ago. It is the sole remnant of one of the 7 wonders of the world. Its outside surface stones are cut within 0.01 or 1/100th inch of perfectly straight and at nearly perfect right angles for all 6 sides. They were placed together with an intentional gap between them of 0.02 inches. Modern technology cannot place such 20-ton stones with greater accuracy compared to those in the pyramid. Even more amazing is that the 0.02-inch gap was designed to allow space for glue to seal and hold the stones together. A white cement that connected the casing stones and made them watertight is still intact and stronger than the blocks that it joins. The Great Pyramid, 365.24 days, and pi. Again, the Exodus took place in 1440 BC. If the circumference of the pyramid is divided by twice its height, the diameter of a circle is twice the radius. The result is 3.14159, which is pi. This calculation is accurate to 6 digits. So the pyramid is a square circle, and thus pi was designed into it 4,600 years ago. Pi is demonstrated many times throughout the pyramid. Other numbers are also repeated throughout. Each of the pyramid's 4 walls, when measured as a straight line, are 9,131 inches, for a total of 36,524 inches. 36,524 are equal to 365.24 days of a solar year. This is our last slide in video number 19 in our special 29-part video series on the purposes of God, the sacred cubit, the Great Pyramid's measurements, and the New Jerusalem, Revelation, and the number 7. 756 feet, the actual measurement of one of the Great Pyramid's sides, times 12 inches will give us 9,072 inches on one side of the Great Pyramid, divided by the measurement of the sacred cubit of 25.20 inches will equal 360, which is the number of degrees in a circle, or the number of prophetic days in a year, or 360 times 4 of the sides of the Great Pyramid will equal 1,440, which is the signature of the New Jerusalem. The measurement, 144 cubits, of the New Jerusalem's wall, Revelation chapter 21 and 17. For the capstone, the base is determined by the length is equal to its width, is equal to 32.18 times 2, divided by the tangent of 51 degrees and 51 minutes, is equal to 50.55 inches. And 50.55 inches divided by 2 is equal to 25.2, or the fractal of the sacred cubit's measurement of 25.20 inches. At one time it had a polished surface, that is, the Great Pyramid of Giza, that could literally be seen from the mountains of Israel hundreds of miles away. According to architect Ole Brien, the Great Pyramid's building grid was developed based on the prime number of 7, and the core of Khufu's, if you would, 146.6 meters high monument is likely a step pyramid, that is unrelated to any Egyptian culture. It is distinct and utterly unique. This concludes this video, and now we're moving on to video number 20 in this special series. Again, I am your host, Doug Krieger of the Tribulation Network.